They are the first step of the recycling chain and critical to, like my colleague said, India having one of the most robust recycling markets in the world. So the government estimates are about 6.
I have attended elsewhere in the world, and rather we were waiting for this opportunity, this world-class magazine to bring in over here and give a better leverage to all Indian entrepreneurs as well as who are making some contribution to the new developments and to go it globally. Now, talking about the polyurethane industry, see, industry is divided into multiple products like foams, as it is explained that rigid and flexible, it is known types of foams are available from polyurethane. Then there is a elastomer, then there is a sealant, then there are adhesives, coatings, footwear, artificial leather, binder, and lastly, which is getting a lot
of India is the apex body of construction contractors and builders. We are both in reality as well as infrastructure. Builders Association of India has a significant role to play here. The key points the way which will be contributing is advocacy and representation. BAI represents the interest of its members, including those involved in the construction and use of polyurethane and foam products, to the government and other regulatory bodies. If you see in the hierarchy, there are end users. We are one of the major end users, as we
stop to put process through it, it will make that plant redundant. So we fully agree that feedstock security, as you mentioned, is probably one of the most important aspects of our business. And as Mr. Patel mentioned, the quality of my input determines the quality of my output. There's no magic happening in the middle. So for this, just a few more challenges again, as you mentioned. In India, people have a habit of using a bottle more than once. So hence, a one-size-fits-all approach will not work. Secondly, our bottles are typically lighter than some of the other bottles that are available elsewhere in the world. So again, we have to adapt our technology, our process to tackle that. And thirdly, we, like PVC, for example, which is the biggest evil in our process, is used in India. Of course, that's declining, but again, so we need to adapt our process to even tackle that. But coming to your point, particularly on what's happening, to make sure that feedstock is abundantly available. My colleague on the panel mentioned about the waste pickers, right? In our view, they are the most important link in the whole chain, because they actually scavenging the areas to make sure that whatever waste has value actually comes back in the chain. So today, how the supply chain works, to the best of my understanding, is that they would typically work in a particular catchment area. The material from them gets channelized to a neighborhood trader who does the first level material sort, and then he further processes that to a material specific aggregator who then put a truckload of material and send it to recyclers like us.
The quality of feedstock point of view as well as the waste picker involvement and formalization point of view question is actually looking at this as complementary to municipal waste management systems. So like you were describing, the way to kind of hit the nail on the head is to look at where the waste is generated and try to set a system where the waste is diverted for recycling as close to the source as possible. And it's waste pickers who've been doing this for many, many years. The problem is that when they work informally, they are accessing contaminated waste. So at a landfill or at a dump site or something like that. But the best sort of marriage of both of these systems is if waste pickers can be involved in the waste management system but as close to the source as possible. So in Pune, waste pickers are formalized into a cooperative called UTECH. For the last 20 years almost, they've been the waste collectors for the city. So if you just look at how much MRFs in the country are able to recycle, it's about 10 to 12% plastics coming out of MRFs which are recycled. But waste pickers working at waste collectors, getting good quality waste and being able to divert it from there into this system, are able to do something close to 40%. So it's a very good way to ensure that a occupational group which has been doing this for so long,
which all of us are doing and will continue and we are all primarily focusing on rigid plastics, whether that's PET or the polyolefins, right? But there's also value in, other plastics, primarily the flexibles, where mechanical recycling has its own limitations. And at the same time, there have been, efforts to develop technologies that would help, tackle that particular stream of, plastic waste. So, I don't know, maybe in the future, companies like us or, my peers who would want to expand in the future may look at doing such technology tie-ups, to access, those, I would say, novel technologies that have kind of, been commercialized elsewhere rather than reinventing the whole wheel, to deploy that in India. So that's potentially, one way of collaborations where us, smaller companies like us can benefit from, working with some of these technology providers, or larger companies who have, I would say, much more resources in research and development than smaller companies like us would. So that's potentially one way. Or sometimes, brands often have ambitious targets, to meet their sustainability goals. So there are ways where people are doing joint ventures to collaborate with them. So they have a certainty of supply of recycled material for their packaging requirements, and then companies like us get group.
Chemical recycling, there are two streams. One is pyrolysis and glycolysis. Many companies in India are doing that already for yarn. I think Pashupati is also one of the companies which is doing, I think, pyrolysis or glycolysis to make yarn and other products. So these are coming in today. Glycolysis and pyrolysis are a little more expensive for large capacity, but eventually they will play a big role. Now in mechanical recycling, suppose if you do 100% recycling, every time you recycle, the viscosity drops. So there has been research done in universities in Switzerland and UK that if you were to use 100% recycled bottles, the point of no return comes after 5 cycles. So when you blend 30%, you're actually extending it, but eventually, collaboration will have to be done with additive suppliers, different suppliers.
Say, I'm V.S. Shankar. I'm representing Duroflex. We are a 60-year-old company. We're headquartered in Bangalore. We have a pan-India operation, and currently we are the second largest manufacturer and seller of polyurethane foam in India. And basically we are more into the comfort solutions, wherein the foams are consumed for mattress and furniture application. And currently we have a network of more than 250 distributors, 5,000 retailers, and close to 6,000 carpenters who are promoting our foam in pan-India. And the challenges, as I mentioned, the industry faces is the price fluctuation of the raw material, because the main raw materials are TDI and polyol, which is derived from the petrochemical products. So as the oil price fluctuates, there is a increase and decrease in the RM, which finally affects the cost of the polyurethane foam. And then the second is dependence on the import. So the global supply chain distraction also affects the supply of the raw material. And third, this industry is dominated by the unorganized sector. So there is a price competition between the branded and the local players. So, and that trend is increasing day by day because of the mushrooming of small units across India. And then we have the environmental and regulatory concerns. And I also see the shortage of skilled laborers in this industry. And as I said, the pan-India players are only few, 2 to 3. So the investment in terms of building a strong R&D and to have a continuous innovation to develop a better quality polyurethane foam is limited only with few players. So these are some of the challenges. And coming to the industry, it's growing at 6 to 8 CAGR. And with the economy booming, the demand for polyurethane foam is increasing day by day.
सर, गवर्नमेंट से कितनी सहायता मिल पा रही है इस सेक्टर को?
गवर्नमेंट से सबसे बड़ी सहायता तो अभी रिसेंटली ये मिला है कि जो जीएसटी इंट्रोड्यूस होने के बाद जो अनएथिकल प्रैक्टिसेस इस इंडस्ट्री में पहले लोग करते थे, वो अभी जो है काफ़ी मिनिमाइज हुआ है। एलिमिनेट तो नहीं हुआ, पर मैं ये कह सकता हूँ कि अभी जीएसटी आने के बाद जो है काफ़ी वो रेगुलराइज हुआ है।
तो पर्यावरण को कितनी सहायता मिलेगी, कितनी स्वच्छता बढ़ेगी प्लास्टिक रिसाइकलिंग से इंडिया में?
सस्टेनेबिलिटी प्रैक्टिस अभी जो है बड़े प्लेयर्स यूज़ करने लगे हैं, तो आगे हम देखेंगे कि इको फ्रेंडली प्रोडक्ट्स जो है इस इंडस्ट्री में ज़्यादातर आएंगे, क्योंकि इसमें एजुकेशन और अवेयरनेस कंज्यूमर लेवल पे भी कम है, जो अभी दिन ब दिन बढ़ता जा रहा है। तो दैट इज़ पुटिंग प्रेशर ऑन द कंपनी ऑल्सो टू मेक सेफ प्रोडक्ट्स फॉर एप्लीकेशन कंजम्पशन।
आम लोग हैं, उनको एक अपने माध्यम से क्या संदेश देना चाहेंगे?
आम लोगों को मैं यही कहना चाहता हूँ कि पहले तो जो फॉर्म आप यूज़ कर रहे हैं उसके बारे में अच्छी तरह समझिएगा कि उसका बेनिफिट क्या है, उसमें क्या रॉ मटेरियल जाता है ये बनाने में, और ये कितना आपको जो है हेल्पफुल है इन टर्म्स ऑफ सेफ्टी एंड हेल्थ। खाली प्राइस पे ही आप ना जाइए, उसका जो है क्वालिटी और ब्रांड कॉन्शियस जो है वो रहना ज़रूरी है।
मुंबई बीएमसी भी प्लास्टिक रिसाइकिल्ड यूज को मिक्स करके सीमेंट कंक्रीट में सड़कों में यूज करने वाली, इसको लेकर के आप?
आई एम नॉट द राइट पर्सन टू आंसर।
My name is Santosh Patil. I am representing company called SI Group India Limited. SI Group is a US-based company and having almost 19 plants in 20 countries. The products what we offer to the industry is mainly from the servicing mainly the tire, rubber, adhesive, oil field, fuel and lube. When it comes to plastic sector, we have a different solutions to offer to the industry. It's starting from main antioxidants, stabilizers, UV stabilizers, again so you have anything to add?
So, like we SI Group, we are mainly in the global leader for performance additives and plastics. Now we are supplying to all the upstream manufacturers for like polyolefins, LLDP, HDP and polyolefin, and we works with all that in plastic industries in India. Currently we have launched our recycling products. This brand name is Evercycle. So these products has been launched by SI Group 2 years ago. We are a MNC. Now we are promoting this product in India, and we have started working to recyclers in India also, because what happens when that recycle streams enters into for that recycling, like for the extruder, they are without any protection. So it will cause the degradation, then it will affect the final performance of the material, so which is not required. That's why we come with a solution, a number of series of Evercycle, and we have a product which is proved to be very effective for that PET bottle to bottle recycling. And when it comes to the norms, like we are also aware about the norms so that the recycled content into increase in that final product up to 30%, and final requirement is 50%. So we are also keeping this mind while designing our additives. And the main thing is, like, we want to work together with the industries, and without a collaboration it's very difficult to success as a additive manufacturers to bring value to the end product. So that's why we are participating in the PRS to have a good collaboration to all the recyclers in the India, and we are looking forward for a fruitful interaction during the expo. Thank you.
As a marketing head for mainly for rPET resin. Yeah. Dodia Group from last 7 years, they are into recycling. They are manufacturing yarns from the flakes. We collect bottles and we make flakes from last 6 to 7 years. Now from recently we have started B2B project from the flakes. But the challenge is of nowadays the challenge is to collection of bottles, where we face the main problem. But still we are managing, and now we are waiting for the government mandate, which is expected in April. Then it is a good move by everybody to clear the garbage from the from the country, because many people they this is not biodegradable. So we have to do something on this. So we have started a project where we can help the country, and around our capacity is around 50,000 per annum, and it may next it may go to 75,000.
गवर्नमेंट का इसमें कैसा हेल्प और मिल रहा है ये सेक्टर?
Yeah, government, they are very much supportive. I think they are coming up with 30% use of rPET by April 25. Okay.
MD of Media Fusion. We are a 17-year-old company based in Dubai, and we have an office in Mumbai. Plastic Recycling Show is a global brand organized by Crane Communications, our partners, and Media Fusion. Together we are launching it in the first time in Mumbai from 4th to 6th of December. We have close to 100 plus exhibitors, and we are targeting 10,000 plus visitors. Plastic Recycling Show is very important for India at this point of time, where all the brands are looking for recycled content and managing the plastic waste. So this show will be an ideal platform where all the brands plus the technology providers plus the recyclers and the local civic bodies will come and meet the entire community together. This show has been supported by the Alliance to End of Plastics, the Indian Plastic Institute, the Packaging Association of India, and we feel that this is going to be a right platform for the entire industry to come, meet and network.
तो गवर्नमेंट कितना सपोर्ट कर रही है इस आपके जो योजना है इसको लेकर?
गवर्नमेंट का काफ़ी सपोर्ट है इस एग्जीबिशन को लेके, एंड अ लॉट ऑफ कंपनीज एंड लॉट ऑफ गवर्नमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशंस आर प्लानिंग टू विजिट, because once they visit they will understand what are the right technologies available, and then ये हंसाता क्यों यार ये ऐसा to visit the exhibition, because once they visit they will understand what are the technologies available, what are the brands, what are the key legislations they should now make in their policies for improving the entire plastic recycling industry. Now plastic recycling industry के साथ we also have one more exhibition which is called the UTECH Sustainable Foam and Polyurethane Show, which again Media Fusion is doing with Crane Communications together. This show is supported by the Builders Association of India, the Architecture Association of India, and we are targeting around close to 45 plus exhibitors, and it is a combination of flexible and rigid foam. One of the key brands who is a major supporter for UTECH India is Duroflex, and Duroflex is the main sponsor of this event. Now this event will solve the problem of the PU industry. People who are in the PU industry, where the PU application is for the mattresses, for foams, for building, for insulation, for sandwich panel, this is the exhibition where they can find new technologies, sustainable technologies, where they can come and check which are the green and eco-friendly initiatives taken over here for them to come and take back into their businesses.
Okay.
Thank you so much.